We are learning more about the man who was detained in this incident here at Trump International Golf Course. His name is Ryan Wesley Routh. He lived in Hawaii for some time. He's 58 years old, and the car that he was driving actually belonged to his daughter. We understand from law enforcement that when he was taken into custody, he was calm and that he was not displaying emotion, according to law enforcement. Now, we also know that he had with him, according to what was found at the scene, 2 backpacks and a GoPro, as well as an AK-47 style rifle. Now, this all unfolded after Secret Service, who was on the golf course working the holes ahead of Donald Trump, saw the barrel of a rifle poking through the fence, and then they engaged the suspect with some gunfire. He took off. They made chase. They eventually tracked him down and took him into custody. Now, in terms of the law enforcement presence here, still at the International Golf Club, the roads have been closed since this incident occurred. That has continued much through the day here on Summit Boulevard, which is the main thoroughfare outside the front of the International Golf Club. That is where holes 5 and 6, where this incident apparently occurred, those holes back up to Summit Boulevard, where we are standing, and this has been closed for hours. So that is sort of a key boulevard, as well as others that surround the club, which would be Kirk Road and Congress Avenue. All of them were shut down following this incident. The former president was kept here at the International Golf Club for hours, made sure that the area was secure. The entire golf club was locked down, and then he was brought to Mar-a-Lago, which he calls home, about 15 minutes from here in West Palm Beach. So we understand that he does still have scheduled events this week, and we will see what the week brings and what the investigation brings as well. Randy Kay, CNN, Palm Beach County, Florida.
Security around Trump's Mar-a-Lago property was visible in the hours after the incident at the golf course. It is important to note that some of these security measures were put in place after the first attempted assassination of the former president in Pennsylvania. Southern Boulevard, which connects the mainland to Palm Beach, was open on Sunday with 2 security checkpoints. Now, a small island that you have to cross to get onto Palm Beach, however, was closed to the public. And unless you live near Mar-a-Lago or you're visiting someone who does, you really cannot get onto that barrier island because a street that runs along the perimeter has been closed by the Secret Service anytime that the former president is at his property. Now, we are about 10 to 15 minutes from the golf course where this incident happened on Sunday, but it really took us much longer to get from that location here, in large part because several streets around the golf course were closed as a result of the investigation, and we expect that those roads will remain closed and that some of these security measures will remain in place as the investigation continues to unfold. Carlos Suarez, CNN, West Palm Beach, Florida.
Something that said, take a look.
Just over 2 months after getting injured at a campaign rally near Pittsburgh, authorities are investigating what appears to be an assassination attempt against former President Donald Trump.
Former President Donald Trump is safe and unharmed following a protective incident shortly before 2 p.m. on Sunday at Trump International Golf Club at West Palm Beach.
The person in custody in connection with the apparent attempted assassination of former President Donald Trump is Ryan Wesley Routh, according to 3 law enforcement sources, thanks to a tip from an eyewitness who was able to provide plenty of information that led to the suspect's apprehension.
We had a tag, we had a vehicle description, and we got an area where we saw the person.
Law enforcement officials say they found an AK-47 style rifle and other items left by the suspect in bushes near the Trump International Golf Club.
And there's also a GoPro on the fence there where he was intent on filming what was going on.
The FBI is involved with the matter.
We've deployed a number of resources, including investigative teams, crisis response team members, bomb technicians, and evidence response team members as well.
President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris were both briefed on the matter. Harris and her running mate Governor Tim Walz both issued a statement saying they are glad Trump wasn't injured, and that, quote, they're glad he is safe and that violence has no place in America.
I don't think this is the last we'll see of crazies out there trying to do this. Reactions are pouring in after what appears to be the second attempt to assassinate former President Donald Trump in about 2 months. Trump says he's safe and no one is hurt after the incident yesterday afternoon in West Palm Beach, Florida. The Secret Service says agents shot at a suspected gunman who was a few hundred yards from the former president at Trump International Golf Club. Law enforcement sources identify a person detained as 58-year-old Ryan Wesley Routh. Warren Routh says he's the man's son. He calls him a loving father and says the reports don't sound like the dad he knows. Several experts say they have a different impression of the man.
He is an individual who's been living out loud on the social media platforms that we all use, but most interestingly has been his continual postings about efforts to recruit fighters to go to the Ukraine.
Arrest records suggest he has a history with firearms and law enforcement run-ins.
I think on the scale of things, we're going to find him to probably be more sophisticated rather than not.
Officials say investigators recovered an AK-47 style rifle and a camera from the scene.
This is a performative assassination attempt.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.